You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast, and I hope you're liking it as much as I am. I'm just rolling on the ground with laughter. This is so much fun. Are you enjoying it like I am? That's good. That's good. Anyway, don't punch that button. I'm not through.
Jumbo, everyone.
Harambe.
And welcome to another edition of
The Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
Magic Our Way.
The Magic Our Way podcast.
They are truly magical and whatnot.
Asante Sana, everyone. You're listening to the Magic Our Way podcast from New Orleans, Louisiana. And on this show, we invite you to feel the libations.
Feel it.
We are autistic.
We're artistic?
We're artistic. We are artistic. Bob's talking about Disney stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely
Yes.
artistic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this is the show in which every opinion is welcome. MagicOurWay.com is where you can find this. For the hub, we discuss my recent side jaunt to the Walt Disney World parks.
Oh.
And look, this isn't your typical polished practice Pixie Dust and Disney podcast. No way. We are not in the parks every day taking advantage of the Moana Journey of Water soft opening.
That's right, Kev. We're here to drink, talk some Disney, and discuss your jaunting off.
Yeah. And you listeners have the easiest part. All you have to do is listen up
And
while
fart.
we drink up what we think up.
My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
I'm Eli.
And Rachel is on assignment. And she'll be back on her next recording to join us. But yeah, man, I was able to do a little side trip while I was down there for a convention in Orlando, and I was able to see a little bit of got some park action in.
Nice.
I was very happy, so I'm very excited to talk about my quick side jaunt to the Walt Disney World Park. So how about enough of our jibber jabber? Let's go make some magic.
Metal.
Yeah! Welcome to the hub. Our main topic segment of the show.
Give me fire, give it up.
Sorry.
And as I mentioned during the introduction to the show, I am discussing my most recent jaunt down to Orlando, which included a side visit to Walt Disney World.
I like that. That's your side piece?
Yeah, so Walt Disney World in this case was my side piece.
There you
and
go.
the convention was the main piece.
Right on.
All
So it
right.
was exciting. It was very exciting. You know, it was a lot of good strange, but not really strange. It was awesome. Although a little bit strange.
You're familiar with the strange.
There's one piece aspect that was strange, and I'll get to that in a little later.
Right on.
And the National Academic Advising Association held their annual conference in Orlando this year. And Tulane paid for me and 7 other colleagues to attend as passive attendees, which is great. You know,
Yeah.
I got a full trip down there. I didn't have to pay for it.
You're like the consigliere of...
That's right. That's right. You know, you're absolutely right. Because I do manipulate a lot of different departments to kind of help out students and stuff to
Right on.
finish their degrees and whatnot, man. But I was very excited about this because this is the first time I've ever been to this particular conference. And this association is like our national association. And they've been around since like 1979 and stuff. So this is really, really cool to be around a bunch of other people that are academic advisors in other higher ed institutions all across the country, if not the world and stuff. So that was very, very cool. And so I'm very glad that they sent me down there. Tulane sent me down to be part of that. They put up money for it. On top, it was in Orlando. Of course, I was all in, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
So I had a chance to do some Disney things in and around my schedule for the conference, you know, especially because our conference had set up something through the Best of Orlando website where we got some ticket discounts. So that even made it better to visit the parks and like easier, you know. The prices really, really helped me able to do this thing because it was just definitely more affordable than just getting a normal ticket. So that helped. So me and another coworker of mine who's a big Disney fan, and we'll call her V, you know, because I didn't get their consent to talk about him on the show, but just to be safe, we'll just call her V.
Okay.
We planned in advance
Was
to
her
take half
middle
day.
name D?
No.
Okay.
Thank goodness. No, definitely not.
Good.
But we definitely planned a week ahead in advance to take a half day off from the conference, which was the Friday that just passed, and head over to the parks, you know, specifically Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Magic Kingdom because I wanted to get on Tron. That was the one attraction that you guys have done that I haven't done yet. I wanted to be able to talk about
That's right. You had to catch up with us because we had to catch up with you with doing Cosmic Rewind.
Mm-hmm.
So now we tied again.
Yeah, we're all tied. Well, yeah, we're all tied again because none of us seen Journey of Water. It's all good.
Yeah. We're going to have to get to that because, you didn't get to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
But technically, y'all still kind of ahead because I hadn't seen Avengers Campus yet. So I need to make
None
it out
of
to
it?
Disneyland. None of it. No, it wasn't open the last time I was up there. which I think the last time I was out there was with you guys.
You ain't missing anything.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
to say that, but yeah, he's right.
But I'd still like to see it because you guys have seen it, and I'd like Disneyland.
It's not even really much of a campus, really.
yeah, it's kind of like,
like
a
a-
library.
like a
and
hut?
People just hang out.
A peninsula,
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
It's a peninsula.
A peninsula.
Avengers
It's a
Peninsula.
Panchea.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like you
A
work. at-
paella, if you
A
will.
paella,
Kevin.
yes.
There
I
you
like it.
go.
Yeah, so this other coworker of mine, V, she's a big Disney fan, and so she does a lot of her planning. She's also a Vacation Club member, so shout out to V.
Mhm.
But we planned on Magic Kingdom and Epcot, and we also got an ADR for Spice Road Table, which is another place I've never been to. So I was very, very excited. So we decided to dinner
Awesome.
that day for Spice Road Table, man.
We just talked about that in the last show.
Oh my god,
So you and VD and who else?
it was actually VB.
V who?
B. There's another coworker. We'll call her B.
B.
Came along with us. Yes.
You and V and B.
V and B.
V, B, and me.
V, B, and B.
We're
Yes.
playing the alphabet game, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
like,
And it's
V and me.
rhyming though.
Yes.
He's making it rhyme. He's still musical.
That's right.
Even with telling the tale.
I feel like there should be an equation here. K minus B equals V.
Times pi,
Right. Yes.
because there's always room for pi.
Yeah. Extrapolating.
To the
Extrapolate.
second
Yes.
power.
Yes,
if
yes,
you're-
exactly.
yes.
Gotta have pi
Right.
to the second power.
Yes, that's the
All
Big
that.
Bang Theory.
Thank you. Yeah, so
Gotcha.
BVB, we got ADRs for Spice Road Table. We got a park hoppers. We could bounce around after we took a half day of the parks.
Were you wearing your
It was great.
BVDs when you did it?
I should have. I should
East
have.
Coast
No,
family.
I had breathable cotton. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
that's good.
It was a little warm. It was still. We didn't have the nice temperatures that we have now. I wish it would have came earlier. That would have been
Okay.
great.
understood.
But
It's never good to come earlier. I'm sorry. Wait, what were we talking about?
At least get it first. We talk about VBs.
party etiquette.
Yes.
Yes. Never good to come early on a party.
No.
Yes, that's just rude.
Ever.
Yes, sir.
Right.
But anyway, so we took a half day. We attended the sessions in the morning. We planned to take a half day way in advance. We got this all set up.
Okay.
But I did get a chance to experience a little Disney before that park day. I was able to convince some workers to come join me at the Polynesian. So like the evening before and that Thursday, after the last session of the day, we're all just kind of sitting around decompressing from all the information that was thrown our way, trying to figure out what to do. And like I said, there's another coworker called B. We looked at each other and we're just like, yeah, we could use a drink. That's like my drinking buddy. If there's anybody when we do happy hours at work, it's like her and I and then one other person. We just close down the joint. So we needed a drink and we're all thinking about dinner. And then first thing that popped in my head, let's go to the Polynesian.
Nice.
You
That's
know?
always a good way
And
to
of course,
start.
yeah.
I like the way this man thinks.
Yeah. And of course, V, she's a Disney fan. She's like, yeah, I'm game. And then B
Okay.
is like, I said, hey, they got a Lapu Lapu and all stuff. And B was like, yeah, let's do this. And so and two other coworkers decided to go over to the Polynesian, which is
So
great.
you, B, V, and then
two others.
and their names are
C and E.
Well, we'll leave them a name because they didn't do anything else after that. But we'll say T and H.
T and A.
T and A. H. That day, I was able to find a table at Kona Cafe. So that's where we
Nice.
had dinner.
Okay.
We grabbed a lift. In all this trip, this is the first time I flew down. I didn't have a car. I didn't even rent a car. We just ride shared everywhere. So it was a lot of Ubers, a lot of lifts, a lot of stuff on the travel and entertainment card from Tulane. Thank you. That we used that stuff. So we took a lift from our hotel to the Polynesian. So that was great.
nice.
At dinner, I had a good meal. I introduced the coworkers to the Lapu Lapu. They loved it. Great drink.
No one ever had it
yeah.
before?
No, they never had it before. Well, one of them, B, hadn't been to Disney World since in 25 years. So that was the first time she's been in a long time.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
good for
And so
her.
before the last time she was there, she couldn't drink. And I was like, girl, I know she likes to drink. And I'm like, dude, you got to try the Lapu Lapu. And she's like, all right, I trust you.
Wow.
They got it. And they loved it. It was amazing.
At this
Ow.
point, like,
Man.
I can't imagine Val's very happy with this.
Why is that?
Well, because you're going out with a bunch of girls to Disney without her, right?
Dude, it's coworkers. It's like, I can't help that.
Okay, okay.
And apparently the entire academic advising world is majority female.
Mm-hmm.
And non-hetero males and stuff.
Oh,
And-
so it's
and,
time for me to start switching professions. What you say?
you do well. It's a plethora pool if you were single. Yes, I'm sure.
I do.
There are even stories where people have met their wives at these conventions and stuff. It's like, oh, that's great.
Over Lapu Lapu.
Over Lapu Lapu.
I
I
can
don't know.
believe
It could
that.
be, yeah.
I can believe that.
But yeah, I mean, it's
Lapu-Lapus
apparently
make a lot of people come together, man.
it does.
What
It's
a great way to
delicious drink.
start, though. I'm kind of envious of you. Seriously, I'm kind of
Yeah?
envious of you that you get to break someone in on such an awesome drink. Like,
Oh man.
that's great.
And they brought it out in the pineapples too. Like I didn't know you could get a Lapu Lapu at Kona Cafe until I saw it on the menu. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
Oh,
for
this
sure.
is great. Anyway, so after dinner at Kona, we went over to Tambu Lounge to further hang out. And that's when I got my back scratcher.
Good.
Oh, that's right. You sit there. I was like,
I
oh,
did, yeah. I got the back scratcher with the Oriental Trading back scratcher.
Yes.
You know, that's how valuable a part of this show that Rachel has been. Is like she has really got all of us to try back
Yes.
scratchers.
And it's delicious.
Yeah.
Very much. Very
And it's funny.
much.
It's like when it came out with the drink and the back scratcher were just separate. And my coworker was like, they could have just thrown it into the drink or
Yes.
something. You just plop. There it is.
yeah.
Well, you know,
Nothing spectacular.
I got to tell you, like me and Eli were always, man, Pog juice is like the most disgusting thing that we've ever had.
Yes, Lord.
But when you throw it into a back scratcher and you put that little wooden scratcher into that drink, for whatever reason, it becomes magic.
It was good.
Yes.
It was quite good. I couldn't imagine what it was like without the alcohol, but all that together, the back scratcher was quite tasty.
It worked. Yes.
Very
I was pleasantly
refreshing.
surprised. Yeah.
I would still put the Lapu Lapu right above.
Oh
it,
yeah,
though.
absolutely. And I
I
even
gotta
told him,
say.
I was like, you could get a refill in your Lapu if
Mhm.
if you keep a pineapple and stuff. So it's great. I taught him that little trick.
Yeah, my Ahana drinks are Lapu Lapu, Wasabi Bloody Mary, back scratcher.
I need to
In
try
that
the
order.
Wasabi Bloody Mary.
Yeah,
I need to
yeah.
go back and have breakfast because I
It's-
still haven't had breakfast at Ohana.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Although they don't let the kids do the parade around the
The
Ohana anymore.
Why is
No,
that?
they don't.
That's weird.
I don't know. Only the characters do it. Like they used to be like, okay, guys, everybody get up and come dance with Mickey and Pluto and Lilo and Stitch, and we're gonna do a whole thing around Ohana.
Mhm.
And they would go around there to Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Well, now they do Hawaiian roller coaster ride. They do an abbreviated version of it, and it's just Mickey.
It
And
was quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and the-
remember
and the
last time we were
characters, they go around by themselves. The kids don't get up and join them. And
there.
you know, one of the best things about when Kelly, my nephew, went to Disney, like Mickey grabbed him by the hand, and we had great video of Mickey holding Kelly by the hand, leading the way for the Hawaiian roller coaster ride with the maracas.
Nice.
Oh,
And-
when all the kids were kids back
When all the
then?
kids were kids.
Oh, yeah. That was
And they don't
bad.
even do that anymore. It's a bummer. Lily's participated in it as well. We do have video of that, and Kelly's just been always lucky like that. He was always also one of the ones that got selected to pull the sword out of the stone over in the Magic Kingdom.
Oh,
Remember
wow.
when that used to be a thing?
hmm I feel like we have to ask. It's like, why isn't this coming back?
Is
And
this
why
a-
is
Yeah,
1900 Park
COVID's-
Fair
I was
taking
going to say,
forever?
was it a
and-
COVID thing?
Oh, I talked to somebody last time we were in the Grand Floridian. I was like, what the hell is the deal with 1900 Park
Fair.
Fair? And apparently they're going to be redoing the entire downstairs lobby.
They're
And
getting
they're-
rid of the omelet station.
Well, no. I'm
No.
not just talking about 1900 Park Fair. I'm talking about the entire
Oh, really?
downstairs
Whole wing.
Oh,
lobby
wow.
is going to be redone, and 1900 Park Fair figures into that.
Oh,
It's coming back, but yeah,
it's
there's
going to be a while.
yes, there's been a
Ah.
lot of work being done over at the Grand Floridian.
Yeah, because Yeah. V and I were talking and was like, yeah, that's one of our favorite places because that's like one of our favorite places to go. I was like, yeah, that's not back.
Yep.
I was like, what the hell?
They were doing a lot of scaffolding, and they reworked certain areas of it, but there's more to come.
Okay.
It's all considered as one.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Well,
Yeah.
there's hope then. Thank you.
There is hope.
I feel good. So anyway, after Tambu Lounge, we took our lift back to the hotel. And I didn't mention this, but our hotel, we actually were staying like right the Holiday Inn right across from Universal Studios. Like I could see the parking structure and everything. We could have walked to Universal and had dinner and stuff, but we opted to go to Disney.
Can I tell you, I bet you stayed in the exact same place that Eli, me, and Anna stayed in when we went on a hurricane for Hurricane Ida.
Oh, right
That
by
one
the
time.
TGI Fridays?
That's exactly
That's the
it.
one. That's where I was.
That's where we were.
Yeah, that was
the
our hotel.
entire time. Like we went there, we stayed one night in that room.
You got a good ass memory, dude. Damn.
Well, I'm not just a pretty face.
I hear you.
There's a lot of information in a memory bank.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
remember?
where y'all for Ida?
Yes.
Where was that for Ida?
Well,
No,
was
no,
at the-
no. Ida was different. That was a
Oh,
because
okay.
I didn't go for Ida.
'Cause
But
about to
yeah,
say, I
it's
was down at
another
Old Key
hurricane
West.
could
Oh,
about-
wait, my bad then. Wait, but there's another hurricane then.
Yeah. I went with
What
2
was
years ago was Ida.
Was
2
it
years was
Ivan?
Ivan.
It was Ivan.
Ivan, yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
Ivan.
My
yeah.
bad. We went to the Adventurers Club.
Oh,
Me,
nice.
my mom, Eli, and Anna went to the Adventurers Club together.
That's
Went to the Halloween party together,
So did y'all stay at that Holiday Inn that I was at?
and we stayed at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was that trip. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. But anyway, it was very convenient. I mean, we could have gone to Universal, but we opted to go to Disney because it's like I want to go to Disney,
Mhm.
and I couldn't wait till the next day.
Sure.
And so that day came the next day when it was our half day at a park, and it was only 3 of us. As I mentioned, it was me, V, and B.
UV and B.
Me, V, and B, and it was a fun group because we had a matching level of pumped upness. I don't know how else to put it. V and I are probably the 2 biggest Disney fans in our office, and as I mentioned, B was eager to go because she hadn't been in about 25 years, so she was very excited to see what was going on and what was
Nice.
changed and everything. So we're all pretty psyched. So we left we did our morning sessions that day, and we left the conference. We headed to Magic Kingdom, and I was hoping to make it on time to try to get one of those virtual queues for Tron.
Okay.
But our Uber that we got in got lost in and around Epcot. It's like, and I was looking at a GPS, and it kept like looping us around through the parking gate and making us do a U-turn and all kind of weird. Whenever we got around Epcot, there was some kind of weird Bermuda Triangle void that just messed with the Uber GPS. I don't understand what was going on. It was the weirdest thing.
So the person was a transplant. They weren't local, I guess.
No, well, I think what it is with the rideshare things, you have to follow the GPS or else, they question you or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's like, she followed the GPS. We went around, and it was going to force us to go again. I was like, I don't know if you want to do that. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to do that either. I was like, well, I mean, and I know the route because I usually drive it. I usually drive down there. I know how to get around Disney World. I was like, yeah, just go to the left and we'll be fine. We're on our way to Magic Kingdom.
Right.
But needless to say, that was enough to delay to where the point when we got to the transportation ticket center got dropped off, and it was 1:00. I was able to get my phone out. It was 1:01, and all the virtual queues were gone.
Oh,
Ouch.
So I couldn't get a free virtual queue to Tron, but I think that was a godsend though, because it's like I knew Lightning Lane was an option because standby line was not an option, and I looked up the price. I was like, oh, it's only $20. That's not bad. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but when I looked at it at the time, I was like, $20 is not bad for that.
no.
At that, it's especially given that I only had a half a day and whatnot.
And you're the ringleader here, right?
I'm the
You're
ringleader.
calling the shots.
Pretty much. And, I'm assisted by V because she knows the place pretty well.
Uh-huh.
And I looked at her and was like, hey, it's $20 for Lightning Lane. Are you game for it? And she's like, yeah. And we looked at B and was like, sure, I hadn't been here in a while, so why not? I was
Go
like,
for it.
perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm on the monorail. I bought it for all of us, and they paid me back in Venmo and stuff, and we're set, man. So I got a Lightning Lane for that. It was like at $150, and I think we're getting off the monorail about $125 or $115 or so. So it was great, man. It worked out awesome to get that Lightning Lane because it allowed us to see other attractions in the park.
Sure.
Whereas if we were in the virtual queue for Tron, we probably would have been stuck there for
Oh.
most of our time at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
But we got like Tron and 6 other attractions on top of that. So it made for a great day at Magic Kingdom, and they were closing early because of the Mickey's Not So Scary.
Not so scary, yeah.
So I'd say fitting in 7 attractions and like from 1:00 to 6 we did pretty good.
So was Not So Scary sold out that y'all didn't do that?
Yeah. Well, it's sold out and expensive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Tough time.
it's safe to say that the Halloween party is not going away. So
No.
I just have to be intentional and making sure I go back. And see, I'd like to take my kids. I wouldn't want to go without my kids for the first time.
Oh,
I think they'd enjoy it, especially with all the candy and stuff.
I was going to ask you how your kids handled, like, hey, guess what, Dad? Just got them back from Disney.
We ain't tell them.
No, they were cool with it. But they were cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
they were.
punch you like, screw you, Dad.
No,
You don't care about us no more, daddy.
no. I mean, they were cool because they understand that finances are not the greatest thing at the moment in time, so they understand what we're going through.
Wow.
So they were like, yeah, they're like, hey, I want to go. It's like, yeah,
Right.
we'll save up money. I'll make sure we go. And it's not going anywhere. They just built the damn thing. I'm sure they're not going to close it tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
But they were very understanding. I didn't get any flack from it.
Nice
but-
family you got there, Kev.
Yeah.
'cause,
Well,
hey,
there's a lot of grooming and just making sure they understand the situation. So that it's
you like Alex P. Keaton over there. Like you like breaking economics down to your family and stuff. Like inflation has occurred, and this is what Daddy needs for work. And they're
That's
like,
right.
You understand, Father?
Yes.
that's right.
There you go.
Yeah, the
That's
only
how
way
you-
I can go is because my job is paying
There
me.
you go. You can
do
spit
so,
it.
so.
You're welcome.
But I'm doing research for you.
That's
so
for
when we go
you.
back, I know exactly what to do.
That's right. Daddy's taking the hit for the whole family.
Exactly.
There you go.
So yeah, like on this trip, there were 3 highlights of this trip, and the first one is Tron.
Right. Right on.
Oh my god, dude!
How you
Tron.
feeling?
90 seconds of fury, man, was great. It was. I was like, wow. Like that's all I can say. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
holy.
I'm with you.
Wait, but like, unless you're gonna get to, but back up a second. Like,
Yes.
what do you think about just that overall queue in general? Is that not
the queue is
very awesome ambiance to like really put you in that world right
It was
there?
really cool. The only thing that was weird to me that I didn't get, but maybe because we were shoveled through fast.
For the lockers?
No, it's before the lockers. Like we went into a room.
Yes.
We paused for a second. We
Yes.
saw some coasters take off, and then video took over.
Yes.
And then we went into another room. There's like
That's-
nothing. I'm like,
That's the room where they
that's supposed to be getting to the
put
grid.
you
Yeah.
into the grid.
Yeah, they digitize you. in
Because I
that.
know when I exit the room, it's like it's all different. The look
Yeah.
looks different.
100%. Yes.
Yes.
No, I don't like that either.
But there's no
don't-
explanation.
They don't do a good job at that.
No.
Not at all.
You
You're
don't
right.
Yeah, you don't feel anything. There's more ambiance they could give you for that effect to take.
Because I felt like it was
Better.
like when Flights of Passage, you go into the room, you stop, and something happens. I felt like I stopped and was like, and I'm like, why'd we stop? And then all of a sudden we got to move on.
Because you had to look at the window, right? Because we had to look at the window to kind of see.
Yeah, they stop you there and they're like, okay, watch the screen.
Yeah.
And then things zoom in. Next thing you know, you're looking at the loading area of the ride.
Yeah.
And you're like,
You see a train
now
take
you've
off.
been
yeah.
digitized. You've been put in the
Right.
grid.
And then you're like,
And I'm sorry, I was expecting a little bit something
some
more
lights,
amazing.
yeah.
And-
Jeff Bridges showing up like,
Right.
grid.
I'm
Yeah.
glad y'all said that because I didn't quite understand it. Because I think we were the last.
No,
I think we were the
it's-
last people to get into that room.
Yeah.
So it went quick. It's like I saw the people take off. The video popped up, and then all of a sudden my group was walking off. I'm like, why are we in this room?
They don't do a good job with that. No, not
he-
at all.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right.
Like, because I remember watching the original Tron. That was one of the best sequences. Is when
Put
you
them
watch,
putting in the gym.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's like,
when you watch, like little by little, his fingers disappear, and you see him being digitally converted into ones and zeros and put into the grid.
binary.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You easily could have done a bunch of, like he was saying, the cap, what he's saying is like a bunch of zeros or ones along
Yeah.
the wall, let's say, like some light that projects it all as you
Oh,
walk
kind of
through
like Neo or whatever.
Yeah, the Matrix. Yeah,
Matrix,
something
yeah,
way
yeah,
because
something.
it's like, yeah, you're here. Just trust us. You're digitized. Nah, just make the
Right.
whole room like that. Just have
Okay.
all the numbers scroll through. That would be a much more subtle but very.
I'm glad y'all
effective thing.
explained that because I didn't quite get what was happening in that room.
That if you're talking about what I'm thinking, you're talking about. and
that's
it sounds
exactly
like
it. That's exactly
yeah,
it.
that it's
Kind of
you-
whitish. It's bright.
Yes.
Yes.
You were put into the grid.
Yeah, and that's just before the lockers. And
Yes.
I didn't. Okay, thank you.
You were digitized. Yes.
Oh,
That's what we're here
I
for.
felt digitized. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, I digitize them all the time. That was not how it worked.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't digitize too much. You'll go blind.
You know, I got glasses.
So do I. But I have those blue blockers, so maybe it'll help.
I got
Yes.
bifocals.
Yes.
Yes. So, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
so we went through, we went
Yeah.
to the lockers, I used my magic band, and I discovered through this is because the other two had their phones. They had their passes on their phones, and we couldn't use the phones, and I'd forgotten about that. So I asked the cast members, like, hey, these two are having trouble getting in their lockers. And they're like, oh, it's because they can't use a phone. You got to get a card. Cast member gives us a card, and then they were able to get into the lockers. So hot tip, in case you don't remember, if you have your tickets on your phone, you don't have a magic band or anything else like that, or an Apple Watch, you gotta get a card from the cast member that's stationed right there at the front of the lockers.
Yeah, nice.
They were very cool. But I do dig the locker system. I thought that was pretty cool. It was very easy. Nothing overly complicated. You just tap and then you open, shove your stuff in there and close it, and you get it on the other side when you're coming out. I thought it was very, very well done.
like it.
But anyway, to back it up, as we're walking up to the attraction, in my head, I was like, man, I hope I fit in this damn thing.
I had the same.
And
I had
then-
the same concern.
And I must have vocalized it at some point. It's like, all right, I'm going to fit in this thing, because V turns to me.
You didn't
she's
try
like,
the test ride out front?
Well, that's what she said. She's like, they got little test things if you want to try it. It's like, I think I'm gonna fit. I'm gonna fit because I got that far, and there's no way in hell I'm not gonna get on that.
That's
ride.
what I'm talking about, Kim.
And this fear. I don't know if I ever told this story in the show, but the fear comes from my Six Flags experience. I don't know if I ever told this, but I was about to get on Batman.
Ooh.
And I got it. Me and my friends, they're in Atlanta, Georgia. We went to Six Flags, Atlanta, Georgia. Got into Batman. Now, mind you, my friend that I was with, he's like, 6, about you guys' height, much bigger.
I know him.
Yes, you know him. Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
yes.
So he got into the ride with me, and then we're pulling down the
Yeah,
harness,
that's a big boy.
and I get kicked off.
You
Because
get
they-
kicked off?
Yeah, because they couldn't close the thing all the way, and it's like, yeah, it's not all the way if you got to get off. I'm like, what? And my friend, he's like, I'm bigger than him. How the hell is he getting kicked off? And he's like, no, he's got to get off. We can't start the ride. And so I get kicked off. The train shoots off. My friend's like, sorry.
Oh,
And away from, so I have this thing in my head
Wow.
Like, I'm not going to get kicked off of Tron. I am
You were
not
too
gonna
fat
kicked
to
off of
ride.
it. I was too fat to ride.
But
Too fat to fly with Batman.
He's
Yes.
bigger than
He's bigger than me. Yes. You tell me.
He's not just. I mean, no. I know the guy. He's not only bigger, but he's tall. He's taller than me.
Yeah, he's tall.
Put it like this: I feel safe walking with him.
Okay.
But this is a little different. To be fair, though, I mean, like Batman
is.
was like, "You're suspended." I remember
Yes.
that ride.
Yes.
Because I was like, "Oh, I want to make sure this thing goes down, right?" Because
Yeah.
you're kind of suspended, your feet are dangling.
Yeah,
But
because
this
now
is
you're slipping
more-
out.
Yeah, you're more like hunched over.
Yeah.
And it was like
And they
when-
got things coming up at you.
yeah, but like when Rachel first, because Rachel wrote it first.
Yeah,
before
she got
any
on
of
it
us
before any of us. Yeah.
did. I remember when she talked about it, it's like, yeah, you got to fit in. And I always was like, I am so worried that my back is going to go out or something
Mm-hmm.
when it involves trying to contour yourself into this thing. But once I got on, I was like, oh, it's not bad. It's just the hardest part is getting your feet in and then your legs like adjusted.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, man. It was actually a lot easier. And to go back up a little bit, as we're walking up, V's like, yeah, they got the little testings if you want to try it. And in my head, I'm like, no, I'm getting on this damn ride.
There you go.
I will get on. And she's like, all right, no problem. Let's go. So
Power
we
of
went.
positivity.
There it is.
It's all through the thing. I was all through the queue. I'm just like, I'm getting on this ride. In my head, I'm like, I'm going to fit
No
this damn
retreat,
thing.
no surrender.
No Six Flags Atlanta. Nothing's going to happen like that to me. So I get into the car and I was like, all right, this is good. And I love the little pouch they put there. You can put
Yeah.
your cell phone in. I took my glasses off just to be safe because
Same.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
My first time. And then I pulled the thing.
Oh, yeah.
I pulled a little too tight.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh! I think I yelped out a little. Oh! And they're like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah," And then, but I got more concerned about B because like her little flap in the back was like she'd get up and it'd go up. I was like, "Are you sure you pulled it back far enough?" He's like, "Yeah, I think so." But she'd still get up and it was like, "Whoop." I'm like, that doesn't look right.
She had a leaky flap.
I guess so. I guess they didn't care because we launched the train.
Oh, nice.
But before we launched the train, it was funny because after I pulled myself too tight, I'm like, ooh, there's some like like little women just standing on the side. And I was like, how do you get in this thing? And they were asking me, I was like, I don't know how this works. They asked me, how do you get in this thing? I was I now that I'm a pro because I got into it, I'm sitting there explaining how it goes. It's like but don't do it a little too tight because you can be like me and be like stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, they're great, it's great. And then before I could finish the conversation, they freaking shoot off the train.
Oh,
And make the little turns, and then we're in the launch area, and they do the 3, 2, 1, and you go.
yes.
And I don't know. I have to.
I love
think,
that launch sequence.
Dude, that launch sequence is great, and I have to think it's the semi doggy position that you're in makes it feel much more intense than as if you were just sitting up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for
Because
sure.
good lord, I felt like I was going to fall forward,
Yes.
but I knew I wasn't because I squished the out of myself when I pulled it far too back.
You're a little snug.
Yes.
Snug is a good way to put it.
I was
man.
very stuck. So I was very confident I wasn't going to fly off. But it's still that position, I felt like I was going to fly off. Every time we went down, I was like, oh, I'm going down, And there was a lot of going downness in this attraction. You go up and you go down. It was great. But man, was that fun.
Yes.
That's a fun little coaster, dude. I tell you what. That was a trip.
I'm thrilled to hear you say that because I would agree wholeheartedly. So what would you say your favorite part of that is?
Oh, man.
To me, it's zinging around the canopy area. Like even before you get inside, like
You're out there.
Yes. I love that.
That is cool. To me, I actually kind of like when we saw the other team kind of almost bounce next to us. I wish they had more of it, like more zigzagging of the cars, like in the movies and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
But you got like maybe 2 quick scenes where like they come by. The first time we're just like, whoa. And the second time they crash and we win,
Yeah,
I would have loved to have seen more of that stuff on either side of me as I'm zooming through. Just to keep up the intensity. It's like, oh, there's the coaster. Folks, I got let's go. Let's get this go guy. But I think that was a lot of fun. I don't know if I gave the canopy a fair shake because I was just so in shock because that was my first time. I'd love to ride it again, and I'm sure the canopy would probably be right up there because it's beautiful. It's lovely coasting through there, but man, that's a fun little coaster.
Yeah, it is.
That is a fun little coaster.
So let me ask you. So I'll give you a couple of comparisons.
Sure.
So Tron or Cosmic Rewind.
It's tough. I made a little list, and I put Cosmic Rewind slightly ahead only because I felt like I knew the story a little bit better. Cosmic Rewind.
Okay.
Going through it, but if if without the story, I would say the experience is maybe the same.
Same.
But if I had a choice, I'd probably ride Tron more so than Cosmic Rewind.
I was going to say 100%.
You
When you say the experience is the same, I'm like, they're two different ride systems.
There are two different ride systems, and the cars are freer in Cosmic Rewind, but you're still going through blackness, and you're getting sparks of light every now and then. Granted, Tron's more effective with it because it's because it's shorter, and it's not as long as Cosmic Rewind, so there's not as much to do. So those little jolts of light are just as effective, but. I think being in that position increases intensity and just makes it a lot more fun. It's probably a story that's a little bit more relatable. I like the backwards launch of the Cosmic Rewind. I thought that's kind of cool, given the explosion that you see when whatever the what is it, the ethereal or whatever they
I have no idea what
whatever
they're
that
doing.
thing is. The big dude with the 9 eyes or something.
Yeah, they're fighting some big guy.
Titan or whatever. Eternals, or something. Yeah. Shoot you back. But other than that, I think I'd probably rather do Tron more so than Cosmic Rewind.
I would agree wholeheartedly. Okay, Tron or Space Mountain?
I think I like Tron better than Space Mountain.
I would have thoroughly agree on that one.
That one.
Tron or Big Thunder Mountain?
I put that the same.
The same.
Yeah, I put it the same kind of experience.
So I'd put Big Thunder Mountain ahead of it just because it seems to work a little bit better.
I think so too, story wise, but it's like I think they're both just as thrilling.
All right.
In different environments.
Oh, they're definitely not boring.
No, they're definitely boring.
Tron or Seven Dwarfs Mine Train?
I put Tron ahead of Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah.
Tron ahead of Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah.
All right. Tron or Expedition Everest?
I put Expedition Everest a little bit ahead of Tron in this.
What?
I do, yeah.
Oh.
I like Expedition Everest.
Well, that was also longer.
I was with you up until that one.
Yeah, I like Expedition Everest. It's a very good story, very good theming and stuff.
Like, I might not agree with all variances, but I could see it. But this one, that's one I don't even see.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's
Okay,
no
no
problem.
yeah,
I get.
But there wasn't much that I put ahead of Tron for sure in this. Expedition Everest was one of them. I had to really think. I was like, no, I kind of like Expedition Everest.
I can see what he's saying there though, because like there's a part of Everest where you're going and it's like no track, so you have that one piece of suspense, like
yeah, but once you see it, you already know what's going to happen. There's no anymore.
Well, this is true.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of lame, and I'm not going to really see a Yeti, and also so. But that's the one I would say I would disagree. But I mean, it's neither
close.
here nor there.
Yeah.
Rock and Roller Coaster or Tron?
Well, that's tough.
I put that equal to.
Equal.
Yeah, I do, because it's a similar kind of ride system, similar type of track. You're both in darkness. A Rock and Roller Coaster, I think, is a little bit longer, but you don't get the intensity because you're just in typical upright position as Rock and Roller Coaster versus Tron. I think the position that he put you in makes a big difference.
Oh,
makes
I would
big,
agree.
Big difference.
Yes.
Because I think if you were upright, it wouldn't be as effective.
Yeah,
and they do have those regular seats in the way back. For those that don't want to sit like that, I think that ride experience would be slightly different.
I have a question? Did the blood leave your face when you took right off? Like, I mean, I was a little.
It might have. I don't remember because I was just showing shock of what just happened to me.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention to anything that was happening in my body.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I showed you the picture. I don't remember, but I was just like,
yes. When you wrote it, was that at night?
No, it was during the day.
Okay.
So I wanted to try at night, but like I said, they were closing early, so I didn't get it. But I just have to go back.
Yeah.
Because I want to ride it at night because I hear it's just a better experience.
I think
there's better 100%. Continuity from the outside canopy to the inside.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could imagine. So
Rachel actually suggested that to us when we went there, and I thought it was a brilliant suggestion. But you know how I am. It's like we're here. I just can't miss this ride. I'll take the bird in the hand over the two in the bush. You know, so I
we'll just have to go back.
Yes,
we'll have to go back.
We'll go back.
But yeah, Tron, big fan. I totally enjoy it. So I go back and check that out again.
All right.
I go to China and check it out. So if we ever make it to China, I'll definitely go check it out. It's China, right? No, Hong Kong.
Shanghai.
It's Shanghai. Yeah, it's Shanghai.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, as I mentioned before, we got to see 6 other attractions in addition to that because I got the lightning lane. So that was great. That was a great little 5-hour afternoon in the Magic Kingdom. You know, I hit all the greats, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, Little Mermaid, Tiki Room even, Filler Magic. So I made sure I wanted to introduce them to the Duck Bud, especially the bee that hadn't been there since 25 years.
Oh, wow. That's
great.
double lucky.
And respect to V, because like when Donald got shot into the back, we both looked.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I like you.
Yes.
you are a Disney fan, true.
Awesome.
I swear, we both went, whoop.
It was so funny because I put on Disney Plus the other day and I saw Legend of Sleepy Hollow listed there because I'm looking through the Halloween options, and I'm thinking to myself of how wonderful that was. Me and Lily and Eli and Anna sitting there watching the Legend of Sleepy Hollow in the Philharmagic Theater, and how beautiful that was.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, and just staying there and watching the whole film.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like kind of like Mystery Science Theater almost.
It was.
Oh, that must have been awesome.
Eating our Halloween candy and watching that. Oh, it was great.
Oh, man. I want to check that out.
Yeah, no, man. Props to you for being able to ride that. How'd you like the Coco scene? Is that the first time?
No, I'd seen the Coco scene.
Okay,
but to be fair, V hadn't seen it.
Okay.
And when we got to that point, she turned to me and was like, this is different. I was like, yeah, they just installed it. It's like, yeah, it's Coco. It's like, what? And we just watched it and it's like, that was freaking awesome. I was like, yeah, I know.
Awesome.
And then after the ride, she turned to me and she's like, yeah, I feel like they remastered this. It's like, yeah, they did it too. Remastered it and they redid it and they inserted Coco in there. It's like, yeah, that was freaking great. I was like, I know. I love this thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
love
so
that.
props to her. You know, so I got to introduce the other Disney fans to something new that had the experience.
Yeah,
That was
that's what I'm
great.
saying. You're a good person that be broke into
Pat
that.
myself on
Nice.
the back. That's right. That's right. That's right.
it. That's what I'm talking about.
Spreading the Disney love,
That's
man.
right.
Spreading
That's
the Disney
right.
love.
It's a good thing they were lucky to have you.
That's right. That's right. But yeah, it was great. So after that, we left. We grabbed the coffee, you know, because we like to take walking drinks as we're transitioning. We grabbed the coffee from
Coffee from
Starbucks, Starbucks on Main Street, and we headed out.
Gotcha.
Took the ferry. Somebody had to get on a stretcher or something. I don't know what was going on, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whoever that was, I don't know who you was, but you know, if you were there on Friday, the 6th,
God bless.
oh, God bless you. Yeah. So we caffeined up and we took the monorail from TTC all the way to Epcot. And this is when the next highlight of my trip took place upon entering Epcot.
Okay.
I got to meet a long time a weekend in person.
Yes.
Heat big sweats, Eric G.
Oh, hey, Eric.
Very nice.
This was a total chance. Like I had no idea he was there.
That's amazing because, like,
Yeah, I forgot he was coming back, but I didn't realize it was going to be the same weekend.
because you're the more social of all of us.
Oh, y'all are social too, though.
No, you're the more social.
Yeah, while there, no, you're like the.
Like, we try to be social, but you're just naturally like, I just met you and I love you. You're like Doug.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yes.
You got that Disney exuberance like right out the back.
Oh
you know?
yeah, I do. Yeah, I just don't give an F.
Yeah.
It's like I would talk to whoever. But
I like that.
man, it was awesome. And the way this came to be, it was that morning, the morning that we were going, or actually, we were headed to the Magic Kingdom. We were in our Uber headed to the Magic Kingdom. This was before we got lost.
Mm-hmm.
And Eric messaged to that Weekend Happy Hour Facebook group. Apparently, Journey of Water is doing the soft opening because I just got my wife just got a virtual queue. I'm like, what?
Whoa!
I'm like, I'm on my way there now. It's like, wait, you're in town? I was like, yeah, I'm in town. It's like, yeah, I'm in town too. I was like, oh, this is the second weekend you're coming back. And so we talked about it. I was like, yeah, I'll meet you. You know, my wife and kid are headed back to the hotel, but I'll wait for you at the front of Epcot. I'm like, yeah, I'm headed to Epcot right now. So we coordinated this thing and we met at the front of Epcot, man. We just sat there and just chatted, man. Really great guy. I told him, I was like, hey, it's great to see you not in Zoom. It's awesome.
Yeah,
You know?
totally great guy.
Well, why are we talking to you? Why aren't we talking to him right now?
Well, I told him, it's like, yeah, I want to get him on because he got to experience Journey of Water, Moana Journey of Water. I told him that.
Saying.
I told him that too. It's like, look, when we get back, and he's still in Disney World through Tuesday. So I was like,
that's why.
I'll wait till you get back, and then I'll connect with you, and I'll bring you on, and we'll talk about Moana Journey of Water and see what you think. So we got at least a chance to meet in person for about 10 minutes. It was a quickie.
Nice.
It was a quick little weekend meetup. It was great. I told him we'll have to plan it with something with all of us.
Mhm.
He's just a great guy, man. And I'd love to hang out with him more so. I would have planned it out had I known he was going to be down there because, I had some other nights before that. But yeah, we'll just have to do it again.
Nothing wrong with that.
He's someone that whenever we do like the fantasy drafts and he's somebody I look
He's
forward
always
to
there.
talking to.
Yeah, he's
Very
always there. He always joins in the Zoom. It's great.
Yeah, he's very supportive, very straightforward guy. I mean, he deals with like different writers and us with comics and stuff. So yeah, he's in it, man.
Yeah, he gave me some points to give to Kirk because I know Kirk likes to do those challenge coins because the police department has challenge coins. And if anybody else out there in Mohican Land does the challenge coins, if you're in law enforcement or something like that, Eric says to look for the leads, the police officer, the security leads, and the dog handlers.
Well,
They're the ones that usually have the coins for the Disney people.
They have their own challenge coins, don't they? As a member of the 504.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
And he was telling me
I'm saying 504. I'm
501st.
504.
We're the 504.
We're the 504.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah. But
Let me
not the
correct
619. Don't be confused.
But that's how we
with that.
got on the subject because he says he has a friend that brings like a sack of their 501st
Mhm.
coins. And that's how we found out that the security leads and the dog handlers have the coins for Disney.
That's great.
So if you got a challenge coin out there on weekends and you want to get a coin from Disney, a Disney coin, those are the two people that you got to look for.
Nice.
All right. So after that, we made our way to Morocco by way of Canada.
Mhm.
And once at Morocco, I experienced the third highlight of this trip, which is Spice Road Table.
Oh, I love Spice
Oh
Road
my
Table.
God, dude. Why have I not eaten at this place before? Freaking incredible. I could have stayed there all night, drank and ate little
Mhm.
plates. Absolutely freaking amazing.
Nice.
One of my
Absolutely
favorites.
freaking amazing.
One of my absolute favorites.
So let me jog your memory because I took some notes because it's like these are the plates that I want to eat next time I go there.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it on the recording just so I can remember it. But number one,
Okay.
the pomegranate chili crispy cauliflower. Oh my God. It's like perfectly fried. It's got the most awesome sauce that goes with it. The cauliflower is not mushy. It has a little bit of a crunch, but it also has a little bit of tenderness when you bite into it. It's just a freaking incredible meal.
I honestly don't remember that dish.
Oh man, V got it and she let me taste a little bit or she got like 3 big cauliflower heads. I'm like, geez, you're gonna eat all that? And she's like, no, you want one? I was like, yes. I'm not gonna say no. You offer me food, I'm gonna say yes.
Sure.
So I took one, I cut into it. It had a little bit of resistance, so it was a little
Mhm.
crunchy, but it was a little soft. And the breading that they had, not the breading, but the batter they had was like perfectly fried. It just melted in your mouth. And the sauce was just like perfectly spicy. It was great.
That's awesome.
Absolutely
Okay.
amazing. One of the best cauliflower I ever had in my life.
Okay.
You know, I like cauliflower, but this was like, they cooked it perfect. We got to try it.
All right.
The next one was a spiced chicken. Spiced chicken was freaking amazing.
Okay.
I don't know what they had in it, but it was chicken for sure.
Spice.
And spices.
Yes.
But however they cooked it was freaking floored me.
Okay.
That was like number 2. That was absolutely
All right.
amazing.
All right.
The next one was the grilled lamb kefta.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Now we're talking. I know that
Jesus.
one.
Lamb.
The grilled lamb kefta was amazing.
Mhm.
And the last one was the tirapatakia, which is like this cheese-filled phyllo dough thing with some kind of sauce that was absolutely amazing.
That sounds
It's
like
kind of like a
something-
Greek thing. Greek has a
Yeah.
tirapatakia kind of thing as well. And as far as drinks,
Mhm.
I started out with the Medina mixer.
Okay.
But the main highlight for me, and thanks to B, because she ordered this, the Moroccan mule was hands down one of the best mules I freaking had.
Oh,
That sucker was
really?
badass.
I don't know. I normally don't do the mule thing, but
Yeah.
that's good.
I mean, it was amazing. I was like, because we ordered the drinks and we each tasted each other's, and like all of us were like, that mule is badass.
Yeah.
It's got the fig vodka, it's got the ginger beer,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of it, and so much so that we loved that we each got one to go to walk.
Nice.
As we left Spice Road, we got a walking drink to go.
Okay.
And it was great, man. It was absolutely amazing. So Spice Road Table, hands down, we gotta go.
Knocked
So
out of the park.
apparently, there is a section that you could have reserved where you can eat and drink and then watch the fireworks, which I didn't know. And we
Oh.
sat right next to it. I'm like, what is that? It's like, oh yeah, you can reserve that for the fireworks show.
That
and
was my
stuff.
favorite things about Spice Road Tables, that you could always time your dinner with the
Yeah.
Illumination show, or was it Harmonious that came after that?
Yeah, and that
But,
night was Epcot Forever, and I wish I would have
there you
done
go.
that. I would have totally done that.
Yeah, why not?
That would have been great because I really could have hung out at Spice Road Table
Yeah.
and continued eating and drinking the rest of the night
Mhm.
because the food was just absolutely amazing.
It is an amazing meal.
My
that's
goodness.
that's what I'm saying. When people are like, "Oh, Mythos! Yay, Universal Studios! Y'all have Mythos." Yeah, Spice
I
Road.
put Spice Road over Mythos any day.
right any
No,
day of the week.
No, not even close.
That sounds like I need to compare that again.
And then the tough thing is, it's a small joint. It's a small joint. They have a
Okay.
small little outside dining room. They have a little itty bitty dining room in the back. So if you can get an ADR for it, man, you're lucky because this man.
It's not that small though, right?
It felt like it was small. I don't
Did
know.
it?
Maybe not. It's not as big as Marrakesh for
Okay,
sure.
okay,
And it's
okay.
definitely the dining area is maybe slightly bigger than Tangerine.
One of the
Cafes.
few restaurants that are one of the only restaurants, I would say, if not the only restaurant that is right on the water.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of another
Mexico
one.
has one, but I think their
They-
dining room is much bigger than in Spice Road,
Yeah,
if I remember
but
correctly.
it's not right. It's not. It's more of a counter service than a.
Oh,
sit
true.
down
Yeah,
meal.
yeah. You're right.
Yes.
You're right. But man, I would. I think that's one of the places that I would definitely want to go to every trip.
Yes.
And the service is great. Those guys were awesome, man.
Yes.
I when we go back as a podcast, that's definitely one place we're gonna have to book because that was a treat.
Oh, sure.
I would take that challenge.
I could camp,
That sounds good.
We all
Unless
could have
there's
stayed
a belly dancer back in restaurant.
whenever it opens again.
Whenever Marrakesh
Yeah.
opens again. That was why we went the first time, so you like to see the belly dancers.
Yeah, but to be fair, that food is good too.
yes,
That
it was
Marrakesh
very
has
good.
excellent food.
Oh,
man.
no, the only thing that works well with eating the food is watching the belly dancer do his
Yeah.
thing while you eat it. How you doing?
Oh man! But I tell you what, we were sitting there at Spice for a table. A Moroccan was playing, and so we got to hear them, and it was like, this is bad.
Nice.
That's awesome.
This
That's
is a killer
awesome.
vibe, man. Totally killer vibe.
And so your co-workers, the other letters there, they were still as mind blown.
Oh
by this
yeah,
event.
they were
Great.
mind blown too, and they did. And the only reason we could have all stayed there and just ate and drank and just whatever, but we, one of them was looking for. She likes to collect mugs from each of the countries, so she wanted to go do a little shopping. And B was like, "Yeah, I want to do a little more drinking." I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to argue with that." So
yeah, why not?
So I mean, we left the Spice Road table. We got another drink of Germany, and then we got our final drink of La Cava. So we were able to, our what was it? V found her mug in Mexico and found an awesome mug.
Yes.
And so me and B went over to La Cava and got our final drinks for the night, our walking drinks as we walked out.
Nice.
Because we figured, Epcot forever, whatever. We're just gonna walk, try to beat the crowds. We're good to go, and kind of sashay our way out. As good New Orleanians do, sashay out of the park before the crowds do.
Slide your way out.
Yeah, we
smoothly.
just meander our way out the park with our drinks in hand and just have a good time.
Good for y'all, man. I seriously.
Yeah.
No.
Adulting.
Adulting, yeah. No, so it was great. It was fun. We had our drinks in hand. We're working our way out the park. I got myself a Paloma to go, and we're waking ourselves out of the park. All good fun. Everything's great. Like I said, we wanted to beat the rush of Epcot forever. So, I kind of saw it a little bit, but I wanted to kind of take my time going out, as I like to do. We had our drinks in hand. We headed to the exit. B and I were about to halfway through our drinks. So as we're going through the exit, we got halfway through our drinks. I decided to pick up some foreign language guidebooks because, I'm going through the Duolingo, and I picked up a German one, a French one, and a Brazilian one.
Yeah.
Why not? Just so I can practice reading it. We walked through the exit and a cast member stopped us. Now, mind you, we're halfway through with our drinks. The cast member stops us, so we couldn't leave the park with our drinks, and we had to finish it before we could leave.
Oh wow, I'm having
What?
Universal vibe.
That's what I was
totally
just-
universal.
yes.
And so that's when she said that, I'm like, I wonder if this is a Florida thing more so than just a Universal vibe. Because I remember you guys just talked about it
Yes,
just a
sir.
show ago.
Yes, sir.
But I mean, the cast member was really cool with it. She's like, yeah, y'all can just hang out here. Y'all know you already out, but just hang out here and just drink it, and then y'all can split. And so, I was like totally cool with it. So I'm sitting here trying to down this Paloma. I got V to help me a little bit because it was a lot. It was it was a full glass. The pours were great. But it was a full glass. We finished it. She was really cool. I was like, all right, you're good. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we went off. I was like, oh my God, I got stopped with my drink.
Man,
I couldn't just walk out the park. That's crazy.
If this is how it's going in Florida, California, here I
Oh
come.
man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Because that doesn't make any sense. That's
No.
just my 2 cents on this.
Not at all.
Because we were talking about this with the Universal thing. Like, it's one thing if we're in the park and we're cutting up and we're acting crazy, like, hey, get out,
Right.
get out.
Yeah.
But if we're leaving with the drink, we're out of your jurisdiction, right? That's the right word.
That's the right word.
Yeah, why you stopping me? Unless you want
Right.
to get my phone number or something. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Yeah.
then look, that's the best pickup line ever. No, you got a cool drink. Let me talk to you.
But she
Yeah.
was very nice about it. The cast member,
Well,
props to
nice.
her. She was very, very nice
Sure,
about
but
it.
if I'm calling an Uber to pick me up,
Exactly.
Yeah.
what do you care?
Right, exactly.
And if it's a law thing, then I would say this going forward. If it's a law thing, please post up a sign.
Say something.
Yes, because we're not from Florida. We're not transplants. We're on a vacation.
There's people of different things. And I probably could have
That's a good
paced.
point. Yeah,
Yeah,
Make
because I
sure
could
you
have
your
paced my drinking better than
Yeah.
leaving half of it.
Well, right. You
Because I
would've-
was saving half of it for the Uber drive. And I was like,
Exactly.
hey.
Exactly. And
Well, I
the
don't
Uber
know.
drivers are fun. But yeah, I mean, it's like there's some things that are common sense, right? Like everybody says, oh, I'm going to go to New Orleans and cut up and everything. But it should be common sense to know, as an example, you don't use the bathroom out in the streets while the police are watching.
right.
We don't need to
Even
post a
just
law on that.
finishing your drink before the Uber gets there.
But yes, that's what I was alluding to. Like,
Right.
post up something because we don't know. We're just thinking we're out of your park.
Right.
You got nothing to say. We done gave you the money.
Right.
We did nothing wrong.
Yeah, that's
What's
fair.
what's the stop? You got to
We
stop
just need
here.
a sign.
But you closed. So it's also a paradox. It's a conundrum. If you're closed, you said everybody out the park, but I could stay. Well, may as well. I tell you what, I got an idea. How about this? I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to go on another ride while you close the pump. How that sound?
And get another drink.
And get another drink.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. So I thought that was interesting. I ran into that. I couldn't believe it. So me and B were sitting there trying to down our drinks, and we did it because we're champs or we're pros like that.
There you go, buddy.
Finish the drink. We head on.
Boy, he's
move
from
on.
New Orleans, man.
Yeah,
we're
they don't
from
know
New
how we
Orleans,
do
and
it.
we know how we do, and it's drinking's no problem. But anyway, this is where things got interesting, and I started to put things together and start to hypothesize.
Okay.
So let me back up by saying that just to remind you, I flew down here. And I didn't have my car with me. I didn't even rent a car.
Right.
My work was paying for ride shares, and that's what I used. I used Ubers and Lyfts the entire time. No problem,
Sure.
right?
Why not?
Well, I noticed a couple of interesting things with this rideshare business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can only speak for Epcot because I didn't notice anything of issue at the TTC, but I think at the TTC there was the same issue. But there is not a single bench at Epcot's pickup and drop-off area for rideshare.
Really?
I mean, there was only like wheelchairs that people had left that you could sit on. Other than that, you're sitting on the ground.
You can't sit on somebody.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming the people that were in the wheelchairs are no longer there because they were just sitting there. It was abandoned.
Okay.
But there's not a single bench in the rideshare area.
Interesting.
And there was a lot of us.
Huh.
We even talked to some people. Was like, man, there's no benches. It's like, and they're like, yeah, there's not a single bench. We paid all this money. We did all this stuff, and they can't even give us a simple bench.
Bench, please.
Bench, please, man. Ordered an Uber. Got there, ordered an Uber. It was busy. We got, I was looking at the GPS. I watched my driver, found him,
Okay.
hopped into the car, no problem. First of all, shout outs to Orlando Uber driver Roger. Nice, chill brother who's great. He's a transplant from New York. He had been down there for 2 years.
Okay.
Got a wife and a kid. The wife and the kid wanted to move to Florida. He didn't, but he went with them because they wanted to move down there. So now he's driving an Uber. He's a cool guy. Kind of remind me of Q-Tip
Good.
from like
Tribe Called Quest?
Yeah, for Tribe Called Quest. He was very cool. He's like, yeah,
All
man.
right.
Oh, wow.
Hey, yo, where y'all from? I was like, yeah, we're from New Orleans, man. And it's like, oh man, I hear they got good food over there. I was like, yeah, dude, they got great food. It's like, yeah, they got that gumbo. Is it really as good as they say? And we're all just like, yeah, dude, it's really as good as they say.
my goodness.
It's even better than what Disney puts
Well,
together.
it's-
It's like, oh yeah, we're talking. It's like, yeah, Roger, you got to make it over to New Orleans sometime. You can it's only 10 hours. It's like, yeah, for real, only 10 hours. It's like, yeah, only 10-hour drive, no problem. You get over, take a little family vacation, eat all the food you want. So hopefully one day he'll make it over to New Orleans and get some food from good New Orleans. We schooled him up. We different types of gumbo and all that stuff. We told him about tomatoes in the gumbo and how that works with the Spanish influence and all that stuff. Told him about jambalaya. He was all intrigued. It was a great conversation.
Nice.
It was lovely. But the other conversation we had was about a possible Lyft versus Uber conspiracy on Disney property. We got into that.
Oh, do explain.
Yeah. So Roger pulls out of the rideshare pickup drop off area and proceeds to make his way out of Epcot.
Okay.
As well, towards the exit. Now, if you remember earlier in the day when we took our Uber to Magic Kingdom, when we got around Epcot, our Uber driver had to get circled around. You remember that? I was telling you a story.
Yes.
We had to make the U-turns and all this kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
But the same thing happens to Roger.
Oh.
We leave Epcot, and all of a sudden his GPS is telling him to come back through, so he has to follow the things. So we come back through. I'm like, he's like, man, what's going on here? I should have just gone straight. I don't know why the GPS is telling me to do that. I don't understand, man. I don't understand what's going on. I was like, yeah, dude. I'm sitting there telling him, it's like, yeah, dude, you should have just gone straight. You would have been totally right. But I understand you got to follow the GPS because, Uber will get on you if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like going around, he has to go through the ticket booth. He told the ticket booth, yeah, I'm just I don't know what I'm doing. GPS messed me up. So we took the U-turn around again, and then we're back on track, and the GPS wants to take him around again. I'm like, Roger, that thing, man. Screw that damn GPS. Tell Uber, you know what? You know where you're going. You've been here 2 years. You know where you're going. He's like, yeah, man. I'm just go straight because
Rebel,
yeah.
Kevin, yeah,
it's just like anarchy. It's like, yeah, right. And Roger's like, yeah, man. I know where I'm going. If I go straight, I can hit I-4 like this. He's like, yeah, you do that. You do it, Roger. Full support.
A
We're all
Tribe
just like,
Called Q.
that's right. We're all like, yeah, man, Roger, you go, boy. You got
Damn
this.
the man. Take it out.
Take it out.
So we went, and of course the Uber GPS is freaking out because he's doing whatever.
Screw Skynet.
I'm like, yeah, man, fight the power.
Yeah.
Fight the power. So we left and we're kind of back on track, and I'm looking at his GPS too because you can see that, and it's like taking them all around like through the parking lot again. I'm like, what the hell's going on, dude? And I explained to him that our Uber driver when we were going there had the same issue.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I mean, it was like National Lampoon's European Vacation. You know, Big Ben, Parliament, Epcot parking lot. You know, here's the exit. And, you know, I was like, man, we didn't have this trouble yesterday when we went to the Polynesian. And if you remember when we went to the Polynesian, we took lifts.
Right.
You know, it's like, no problem. And, you know, I asked B&V, and they were sitting in the back. I was sitting in the front. And we remember, you know, we did take lifts when we went to and from the Polynesian with no problem. And, you know, and then I just went through my head and I'm like, Disney must be favoring Lyft over Uber. I kind of say that out loud. And V's like, you know, if you remember, the minivans are Lyfts.
Lyfts, yes.
And then B's like,
yeah.
yeah, you know, that's a good point, because I remember seeing the signs for the ride shares and it's like rideshare area by Lyft. Not a single Uber logo, nothing but Lyft signs everywhere. I was like, what the hell
Makes
is going
sense.
on?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
crazy. And then Roger, he's like, yeah, you know, it's weird. Every time I get on property, it's like this. It's like my GPS just goes all haywire. It's crazy. And I asked other Uber drivers and they have the same issue. And we're like, what the hell's going on? I don't get it. And man, when we told Roger about the minivans being Lyft, that blew his mind. And he's like, what the hell's going on? And it further supported my idea about a conspiracy of Disney partnering with Lyft versus Uber. Because, like, I don't think Lyft or minivans have that issue. They know where they're going, or they follow GPS and they're fine. But apparently, all the Uber guys, according to Roger, get turned around like that, especially around Epcot. It's crazy. Yeah. So it's just nuts. So it's our hypothesis, and our meaning that those of us that were in the Uber that evening, me, BV, and Roger, that since Disney is in bed with Lyft, that they have it out for Uber. I swear to you, there's not a single Lyft or Uber on any of the signage leading to the rideshare. It's all Lyft. By Lyft. Here's my Lyft. And I told Rogers, like, dude, you got to tell your people with an Uber to partner up with Google, because, you know, they try to mess you up. You know, at least with Google, you get like updated maps and whatnot.
Yeah.
So you can like balance the power and stuff. Because I'm all about balancing power.
Well, yeah, I mean, fight the power that's beef. So you think, like,
boy.
what? You think, like, so you said Disney owns the satellite?
I don't
and
know.
Everything.
Either that or they're feeding Uber wrong maps or something.
They got that good AI, but they can't do desktop support or anything for when you want to book something. That's
the
the only
crazy
thing
thing.
I would throw out about that.
But they can screw an Uber driver out of the thing.
I believe that, though. I do believe that they do have a predilection towards Lyft.
Yeah, and it's weird, man. I couldn't believe it.
It must be cheaper.
Ain't that something though?
I mean, if that so let's say that's correct, and
Yeah.
that means that you got to bring the Disney's attention. Like, hey, you put tourists that want to visit your park at serious risk. Then
The crazy thing is, once we got off Disney property, everything was smooth sailing. It was no problem. The GPS was fine. Nothing was freaking out. There's no weird U-turns. It was great. I'm like, what the hell is going on with Disney, Lyft, and Uber? This is terrible.
I found that I had that problem when we were booking Ubers to go to different places. We would always have to worry about, okay, there's an Uber 30 seconds away from you. And you'd book that because that was the closest.
Sure.
And then it would recalibrate. And you're like, okay, now your Uber is maybe 5 minutes away. It was always a problem through Uber.
Dude, I swear to God. Look, so we had on that Thursday night, we went to eat the Polynesian. One of us was coming late because they wanted to stay for some sessions. And then they were going to meet us directly to the parks. They took a Lyft. And now, mind you, this is before I had the reservation. So she didn't know I had a reservation, my coworker.
Okay.
And she told the Lyft driver, I was like, yeah, my friends are at the Polynesian. But I know, the drop off for the Magic Kingdom is at the TTC. And then you take the monorail over. That's where we had to get dropped off.
Okay.
But the Lyft driver's like, no problem. I can get in there. No problem. You got a reservation? I got this.
Okay.
I'm like, how the hell is he going to get in there? And then I thought about it. He's a Lyft driver. It's like, oh, no, dude. Really?
Yeah.
That further supports my hypothesis. It's like maybe Lyft has got a little something inside with Disney versus Uber. Because Uber couldn't have done that.
Yeah, right. No.
Absolutely crazy, man. So that's my hypothesis. I think Disney and Lyft in bed together have something out against Uber and maybe something out against rideshare in general. But still, that is some shady right there.
you might have
would
something
second
to that.
Yes.
You might
I
have
am
something
shady
to that.
stuff.
I guess I
Yes.
better put Lyft app on my phone right now. Then.
Yeah, I
have
had
it,
both.
yeah.
But be careful if you like to ride share around property and stuff. Just take note of that. You may have a different experience with Uber versus Lyft.
Well,
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
Uber drivers do Lyft, though.
Yeah, they do both.
So I think they do both. I just think that they're giving you the better experience
But sometimes the Uber
Via Lyft.
prices are slightly cheaper, which is
that
why
could
I
be it
picked
too.
Uber for
Yeah.
that day. But I ran into those issues. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell's going on?
Yeah, but price
Could be
control. That's,
But,
that's business 101 right there.
Yeah, but anyway, that was my little side jaunt, man. That was it. Yeah, I
Awesome.
want to end on that conspiracy because I wanted to call that out in case that's really happening.
Mhm.
Number one, Disney put some damn benches in the rideshare area. Why can't you put some? I mean, I walked from freaking Morocco all the way to your rideshare, and that's a long walk.
Damn straight.
Very much.
Yeah.
At least you could do is give me some damn benches and some abandoned wheelchairs.
Give a man a bench.
Give me man
Yeah,
a bench.
just a little bitch.
I want a bunch of benches.
That's right.
And then you know, man, be cool with Uber, man. They're trying to earn a living too. They're just people like us.
Yeah,
Damn
Florida's
straight.
a tough place
Like
to
Roger,
live.
especially 2 years out of New York.
Yeah, tell him Q-tip.
That's right, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
They bring us to your parks to spend money just the same as everyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Don't screw up the Uber driver's map because there's still park goers.
I
trying
tell you
to
what,
get there.
Uber was a lot better in figuring out. So, like, if you want to be dropped off at, say, Old Key West,
Yeah.
the predilection for the Lyft driver was to drop you off at the main entrance.
Right.
Yes, you're right. I got
But if you had an Uber driver and you were, say, we're not the main entrance, we're at building blah, blah, blah.
you. Yeah, 55.
Yes. They would take you.
Oh,
to
they would
building.
take you.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
Nice. Nice.
So,
I don't know if any of the other Mohicans have experienced this, but like, take note whenever you're on Disney property,
yes.
you get an Uber, you get a Lyft. You know, to support my hypothesis. Let's
That's
test
right.
this out because like
All right.
this isn't cool, man.
help Kevin.
I mean, you know, I like balance of power. I like the yin and the yang. It's
He
got to be the
does.
same. You
Now,
know,
if
it's
the
like to make
Lyft
that.
driver starts playing like Disney music while you're on the way to something, you that might help validate your conspiracy.
That might,
because
yeah.
the past couple of ones we took, it was either techno music or
What?
Or reggaeton. I got some reggaeton up in there.
oh wow.
That's really the only thing I noticed about the minivans is that they play Disney music on your ride. That there's nothing special about booking.
Yeah.
At least from what I remember.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I wanted to share that you
I did
guys.
enjoy it. Yeah,
it was
I did.
it was a lot of fun. I did a lot in that little side joint. And mind you, the convention was great. I learned a lot of stuff that I
That's
can't
right.
wait to start implementing when I get back to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was nice to be around a bunch of like-minded people. But
Sure.
my side jaunt to Disney, it was the icing on the cake.
I'm glad you hit Tron.
Yes.
I think that's awesome. I'm glad
I'm glad I got
your,
Tron.
your fellow letter co-workers there like
Supported
had
you.
you.
Yeah, they were all up for it. They were totally into
Because
it.
you can go to Disney by yourself, but yeah, it's always fun when you have a like-minded individual.
Yeah. it is
Especially
true.
if some of them hadn't experienced. That's what I like. They didn't
Yeah.
experience some of the stuff, and Kevin was like, "Bam, I could take you." So you may have just like altered your own future.
It
sir.
might have, yeah. No, they were great about it too, because I mean, you know, they took my suggestions as far as like, you know, we're on the ferry. I'm like, hey, let's let everybody go off, and then we can sashay off the ferry with our drinks. And they did that, and you know, I had some tips and tricks, and we meandering through traffic. Before you know it, B was doing the exact same thing. It's like, all right, I got to recognizing how to do this. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed my discussion. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it, especially with the Lyft Uber conspiracy.
Especially from Eric, too.
Yeah, definitely. Especially from Eric. And hopefully we'll get Eric on once his vacation's done.
Yes.
And he can tell us firsthand about his experience with Journey of Water. And so that'll come up sometime in the next couple weeks. But get in touch with us. Let me know what you think. We're about to tell you how to do that in just a little bit. Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed that discussion about my quick jaunt down to the Walt Disney Parks this recently. And look, if you want to share your opinion about anything I talked about, especially about the Uber Lyft stuff,
Damn straight.
man, get in touch with us. Look, magicourway.com is the way to go, and you'll find our social media links, past episodes, and more. Plus, if you want to shoot your opinions to us, do so through the following ways. First of all, shoot us an email at show@magicourway.com or call or text us at 1-815-MOWEEKEND. That's 1-815
Mo Weekend.
669-4226. And of course, we have a couple people do things outside of the podcast. Eli, you got comic things, man. What's up?
Yeah, man. As
that.
always, get that love, doing that creativity,
All the comics.
all that stuff. All
Yeah.
day, every day. That's how I play. You go ahead, you check out Ivory Comics website where you see all the works I got. That's Savages, Molly Be Damned, Project Geisha, fully colored, 48 pages, right? That's basically like 2 issues combined.
That's 4 times 12.
Right. That's some good math you got right there. That's a mathematic chart for you right there, sir. Right? And the only ad for it is here. So you get out. That's more for your buck.
Yeah.
than the two big boys got for you.
That's right.
That's right. You know, so any love that I've been getting on that, I appreciate the people that have supported me on that for all these years.
All the magic, all the gladness.
All the all the good stuff. And that's ivorycomics.com. You get the blogs, you get the interviews, you get the link to the Magic Our Way podcast. So you don't miss Judds, you don't miss movie reviews, you don't miss trip reports, you don't miss all the shows.
You don't miss minutes,
time, like anything that goes back and forth. It's coming to the 500th episode. You know what? The link is still going to work when that happens. So please support the Ivory Comics website. Get all that goodness right there. That's better than the Easter basket on Halloween.
That may have been your best promo ever.
I love it.
Yeah, I watched like a lot of wrestling. Yeah, go ahead and follow that link right there, ivorycomics.com. Appreciate that. On social media, you can find me right there. Facebook, Eli H. Ivory. As long as you're a real person, always lovely to meet you. But if you're about to, do not need to greet you. I just got my credit score up, trying to get me a big loan so I can go to Disney next year. I don't need no bot coming in there messing everything up, making my credit score go down. So if you're a real person, always a pleasure. But if you're a bot, get on out of here. You ain't no treasure. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. That's what I'm saying right there. You jaunt your way on out of here in cyberspace right there.
Damn straight.
That's right. You get out the grid. Project Geisha has Facebook page, facebook.com/Project Geisha. You can see everything right there. Appreciate the fan support on that. Instagram, EIRE504. Post up the hearts and the likes and anything you need to see there. Of course, there's always on my story the various videos that we post that you can see there. You're gonna also, I know Kevin's going to tell you about YouTube. You get all that right there as well. And on X, still don't make any sense unless it's got claws and it does some like psychic power. But on X
gonna give it to you.
What? You can find me right there at Hancock 10166. So if you appreciate the madness, you just give me the gladness. And I'm really glad right now because I've had all the madness for this weekend that one person can take. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And look, if you want to book a vacation down to Walt Disney World and experience the rideshare options of Uber and Lyft that Kevin did, you can do it through Rachel. And
There's
Rachel's
only
gonna
one way
help
to
you
do
this.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I would be honored to help your family book your vacation to Disney destinations, Universal, cruise lines, and major hotel brands around the world. Booking with me is at no extra cost to you. The cost of a travel agent is built into the cost of your vacation, whether you use one or not. And when you book with me, a little bit of your trip comes back to support the podcast and the fan community here at Magic Our Way. You can reach me at Rachel, Rachel, at magicourway.com, or you can find me at R, the letter R, Family Magic, so Our Family Magic, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also give me a call or a text. My phone number is 978-432-WISH. Reach out today and let's make some magic with your family vacation.
So if you want to access all the information we just mentioned, go to magicourway.com/about us. Also, if you want to elevate your support of the Magic Our Way podcast, go to patreon.com/Magic Our Way. There you'll find 6 awesome tiers to support this show. Any way in which you can support the show is deeply appreciated. We also want to thank you for being a loyal listener, and we always love hearing from our listeners. All opinions are always welcome in the Magic Our Way podcast, so make sure you get in touch with us today. So, Awakens, you just finished listening to show number 494, and we are getting closer and closer to show 500.
It's coming.
Deeper and deeper.
Deeper. We say Kwaharini. My name is Kevin.
And I'm Danny.
Magic out.
And you are. Bye!